Hi there, I'm Construction Gamer, and this is the UK Northern Powerhouse on Transport Fever 2. This is going to be episode number 35 in the series, and in this episode I would actually like to get Manchester Airport built. It's something I've wanted to do for a while, but a lot of services kind of hinge on that being built now, so I'm going to get that in, and hopefully that will allow us to put in a number of services. I was just looking at the service map, and there are a few services that we could potentially put them into Manchester Piccadilly platforms 13, 14, but it's getting a little bit congested there now, especially with the turnbacks. So if you get Manchester Airport in, that helps alleviate it a little bit. It doesn't solve the issue, but it makes it a bit more efficient. We're currently on board this Pendolino. I'm not sure where it's pulling in actually, but in the last episode we built the route from Wigan North Western up to Preston, Lancaster, and onto Oxenholme, and that's in place now. I think I've put about 4 Pendolinos on that, so it's a frequency of every about 9 minutes or so. Still hemorrhaging money, but at least it's in there, it's represented now. We're not really worrying about profitability too much anymore, going more for realism-ish, as close as we can get anyway. So that is the state of play at the minute. Yes, I've got that in. Did a bit of terrain stuff here just to make it look a little bit nicer. It's not too bad. Looks alright. The Pendolino doesn't seem to get up to 120 or past 125 on its run up through here anyway, so not worrying about that. But I recorded a video of a journey for my patrons. I've got a patron account and there's exclusive content on there, and I noticed that the GNER service, which goes Grantham to Darlington, does actually, on the run up to York, which is about this nope, that's, where is it? Yeah, it's this section. It did actually get up to about 140, so I'm thinking I am going to subscribe to the speed limited track if I can find it on the Steam Workshop, just to get that back down to 125, because the 91 certainly were getting up to past 130, up to 140, which is their top speed, so I do want that track in place. So yeah, we've got that, got Preston in place. I've run some more boats up to Barrow and Furness. I was actually looking at getting this line built potentially, but that relies, I think there's a Manchester Airport to Barrow and Furness service, so that's kind of why I wanted to build Manchester Airport first. Just want to look at the oil refinery. We're shipping 100%. I was hoping to release some fuel for, let's have a look, for Leeds, but I don't think we're going to get that. I've put 2 Class 70 powered oil trains on now between Stanlow and Warrington Bank Quay, just because we were starting to leave some oil behind. So we've got 2 of those operating, and we are shipping quite a lot of refined oil up to the refinery, but I think we're shipping 92% of it. So I don't think any's been released for an extra supply line up towards Leeds, unfortunately, just to help Leeds grow a little bit quicker. But I'll keep an eye on it, because I've only just really ramped up production. It takes a little while for this to really kick in, because it's just such a long way. It takes an absolute age for the boats to get up here. And actually, we've got one coming in. Actually, there is one a bit closer, so that should be alright. For some reason, I've tried with these docks. I think Ajax Post had a similar issue, where you can see there's definitely a large berth there, but I can't put any large ships on for some reason. And there is a large berth back at Stanlow as well, so I'm not entirely sure what's going on there. We are losing a bit of oil still. But with the amount of boats we've got on, and we're still not shipping all of the oil, but we are now at max capacity. I think 400 is the absolute maximum that any factory will produce, so we're shipping 100% of the 400 units that's been produced, so not a lot more I can do other than breaking into another refinery, but I don't really want to do that. I just want to get on with the passenger routes. Now, looking over here, we've got a lot of the infrastructure in actually. that's needed. We've got the little spur here when we built the Stockport Manchester corridor. We've got that little spur as well. That's the crew. No, that's not the crew spur, is it? That is the Chester spur. So that'll go off almost at a 90-degree, come down and go to Hertford. Yeah, that way. So that's for that. So where do I want? Looking at this map, Stockport. It is almost on. Is it? No, it is actually no. Manchester Airport is quite a bit further south than Stockport. So there's gonna be this little stub here. So we'll get this in actually. Pause the game a minute, and then we've got to delete some roads. So we'll see if we can get. I think that's gonna have to go. That's gonna have to go. Yeah, I broke something. Never mind. Have I still got a bus route in? Probably have. I don't need a bus route anymore because we've got trains going to Stockport now. We do need a shuttle though, but not a bus route. So this is. It is electrified. Yes, it is. Yeah, that's fine. Let's see what sort of speed we can get coming out of here. Want a reasonable sort of speed. Obviously, it's got to be quite a tight turn, and we've got to come down quite a way. Well, that's fine. No, that's perfect. No, that'll do. I'll put these roads back in before I forget. Now, I did have the mod which has tunnels, different tunnel approaches, but I'm not sure if it's compatible with the UK roads that I'm using because it doesn't appear to appear unless I haven't turned it on, which is possibly likely that I haven't turned it on. Come on, let me just want a cheeky tunnel like that. That's good. That's all I wanted. And then just a bit of a road, just connect this all back together because I will forget, and then it'll just complain at me that everything's broken. It's unnecessarily curvy, but never mind. Just want to get it in place, and then hopefully that will link up without a hideous. It's not great, but it's not bad. And let's just smooth that off a little bit. Keep them all happy. That road needs to be connected up again. So that is the main bit. So this actually, I'm just going to finish this road in its entirety. This road, it's not quite how it is in real life. It does come out more of a. Actually, push this back a little bit, and that. Want a reasonable speed because we will be running EMUs on this, so we should be able to get up to a reasonable sort of speed, and then we just head off really in a straight line. No, do we? No, we don't. Bit like, yeah. So I'm just trying. This track here comes across as this goes off towards Hertford. No, it goes towards Crewe. So this wants to come down. I think a bit further actually, and then there's a bit of a curve, maybe a little bit quicker. And that doesn't need. Why is that going underground? Right, maybe if we bring it back a little bit. It's a bit of a hill there. Doesn't need to be underground. I don't think there's any sort of tunnels or anything going on. 70, and then across, and then I will just leave that there for now. That's just so I can get this track in now. Does the what's that? That's something else. Stockport. Right, I'll build that now. Right, so we're at Stockport. Let's get rid of all this road here. Yes, I've broken something else. I know. What a surprise! When I get down, that's pretty slow, but we are coming into a station. And what? No, just build. No, build. No. What? Build a little. What? I don't. Sometimes you just think what is going on, and I've pushed that back too far. Is that going to let me know? Just connect to that junction please, and then just nice straightforward bit of track, which might not be so straightforward because this goes underneath that, so this needs to come down it's not coming down quick enough, and it doesn't want to be on a great viaduct, does it? It just wants to be on an embankment. So this crosses that, and then after that is, so this actually, we'll put this in first. We want it to be accurate, so if the track goes over or under or whatever, then we want it to replicate that. We don't want a viaduct, please. Just want that, thank you. Right, and then this is going to have to come right back now. I have to rebuild this at some stage. Right, so they get that. There's going to be a collision. Good. Right, get that in there. On there. Bridge. It's 36. Can't see the speed. Show me the speed, please. Something. That's fantastic, isn't it? It's, right, try and see if I can sort of feel for the snapping point. 186. That's good. Acceptable. And we are electrifying this line, but it shouldn't be. Where are we going now? We're going off. We're going off in the. This doesn't. What? Oh yeah, it's alright. I've got lost my bearings then. So this is gonna go off like that, and then it does a 90-degree almost. Where I think it's Altrincham, isn't it? Possibly Navigation Road, off towards Hertford. That's fine. And then this needs to start coming back down. So it's straight for a little bit. Actually, it would be good if it was level. Actually, thinking about it. So because we're going to have a triangular junction on here, and then that curves off to meet the crew line there, which goes off to there. Good. So that goes under there. That can just be left for now. Actually, just before I forget, this doesn't want to be electrified. I don't think. Well, no, I know that this line isn't electrified, but the actual approach in, I need a node just there, and then just re-electrify that little bit, just so there's no breakage in the electrification, and then put this road in like that. Put that one in there as well. Good. Sorted. And then just do that. Perfect. Bit wonky, but never mind. Does the job. And that's all connected up. That's fine. There is another little road here needed. Another bridge tunnel. I'm just going with tunnels just because it's easier. Why are you doing that? Alright, do a huge tunnel then. Fine. Whatever. Not with a whacking great ugly approach like that, you don't. What? that's just nonsense. What are you doing that for? Just why are you alright, whatever. Just do that. It's supposed to be more straightforward, but it just looks hideous. Let's give it one more go. We'll have a bit of a longer tunnel. And now we're underneath the track, so we can't build a nice road, and that's just. This was supposed to be quicker. Right, get that smoothed off. Just as long as it's connected up, I don't care. Good. So after the Chester branch, we have our junction here. Let's actually just zoom into the junction. Is it a flat crossing junction? Yeah, it's just. Oh no, it's not. I wanted to try one of these out actually, which is instead. Normally, when I do like a junction, I'll just do that, and that works for the most part. But it's not very realistic. So if I do put a switch in there, I think if we do 70, and then that comes out there, and then does that. So 60. No, we don't. Just carry on flat for now, and then there's like a 56. It's pretty slow. Can we get it to come out a little bit nice, more gentler? Actually, if we do that, what's that doing? That looks like it's going up in the air, which it is. Right, if we put that out first, get rid of that. It's a lot more involved, but it is more realistic. I mean, not every single junction is like this, but this one is. So I thought I'd give it a whirl. So it is. It's pretty slow though. Can I push this? Yeah, it's definitely a switch. How far back can I get this before it kind of conflicts? That's 32, 37. That's a bit better. I will live with that. And then chuck that in to there. It's not the fastest, but it is more realistic. Apparently it's more efficient, and obviously because we don't have like a flat crossing, it is nicer, better for maintenance apparently, having a double switch like that. So let's just take a quick look. Is the other end the exact same? No, by the looks of it, it's just a flat, so I'll show you the difference now. So we need something coming off there like that, and then needs to be sort of on the same sort, because what you've got like a diamond, a flat, not a diamond, but a flat crossing there, which is takes more maintenance to do, whereas that is a lot easier. Something like that, even though you've got one additional switch, apparently it's better for maintenance. So yeah, there's an interesting fact if you didn't already know that. And then these just join in together. So this one actually, if I pull that back, hopefully this should join up like that. Let's see what it looks like. Is it any? Nope, that's fine. That's all fine. Again, get that in to there like that. So we've got two different junction styles. It's a bit more interesting, a bit semi-realistic, and it's not to scale obviously, but yeah, I thought I'd just give that a whirl. It's not the most complicated, but it makes things, like I said, more realistic, so that's fine. Now what do we do once we go to Manchester, because we do have, how many platforms do we have now? 4. Yeah, there's still 4 plus the 2 metro tracks, which obviously we can't really replicate, so let's get that built, shall we? So it's going to be something like, actually I'll just run a track out to meet it like that, and then the station building, it's going to be modern because it's an ultra modern building. I think 160 because there's just going to be regional trains. There's a terminus for the time being, and not like that. Right, okay, we'll go something like that for now. Good. Right, configure tracks. Actually, I don't think I've left myself enough room. I will push, get rid of that. Just need to put a couple of switches in, obviously, so all trains can get to all platforms, tracks. So to about there, that should give us enough space just for the couple of switches we need, and then dump that on there. No, you're nothing now. Configure tracks. We can't link up to a track. Oh, that really annoys me, that actually. And then platforms. We're using the modern segments, which are these cargo passenger platform. So we've got one down the middle and then one either side. So just get out of there, delete that for now, configure, and then tracks. What we're doing here, I haven't done it. No, it's right, it's four platforms like so, and then platforms, get those on there like that. I'm building the completely the wrong platforms. Where are you? Not that. I could, I guess, use the yeah, let's give them a whirl, I guess. Can we? Actually, I don't know what that looks. No, I don't. Alright then, just delete everything. I'm still not using the network southeast platforms, but I'm not sure if permissions have now been granted. Actually, we'll get rid of the building, and then we will start from scratch. Should have just done that to begin with. Platforms, I'm not sure if permissions have been granted for that, but I'm still not using it just in case. So I'm sticking with the NL for now. I know it's black, the red did look a lot better and was in keeping with, well, it is in keeping with a lot actually. LNER, Virgin, and obviously Network Southeast, and if there were a Network Rails managed station as well. So passenger buildings, it does have, Manchester Airport does actually have quite an impressive building, which is something like that. And then what does that look like when it's bolted on? That's the only issue, is the oh no, there's the steps. That's good, don't mind that too much actually. It puts little ramps in there, because These actual platforms are a lot better because they're higher and they do meet the passenger door, the train doors, which is something. And then MISC, we don't need any steps because there aren't any. And we'll have benches down here. No, we won't have benches there. Get rid of that. We'll have some benches down here. We can't replicate the metro platforms unfortunately, but I will probably put the metro in. And then in the middle there is actually a waiting room, so I'll just put some shelters in there to represent them. And then canopies, no, they're in MISC, aren't they, with this? Just down the middle, leaving the end. 3, so that's all good. Sorted. Right, now we can just get this all plumbed in. This track's looking a bit in the wrong direction now, but never mind. Get that into there. Now, this is the only problem with this. So, chuck that line into there, like that, and then that one into there. No, actually, yeah, keep them. That's in the wrong track to begin with. Right, get those facing in the right direction. So until we get to about there. I know there's a little bit of a curve to the track, but that's not the end of the world. And then, actually, yeah, we will do that first. So 58, it's all right. And then 40, we'll live with that. But there is a secondary switch, and I don't think I'm going to be able to fit it in. And maybe if we just push that back, let's just, for the sake of realism, put that switch in, and then get that as far down to that as possible. And then there's another switch here, and then one on the reverse going backwards. Now the only issue we have is I don't think there is enough queuing capacity there. 460 metre long train. They're going to be, what are they going to be? Is there a depot nearby? There should be. That's by vehicles, electric multiple units. Pretty sure they're all going to be, so the 3 cars, they're going to be 323s I think on this anyway, because they are actually phasing out the 319s, and I'm not sure if it's already happened, if the 323s have already arrived from West Midlands rail trains. But yeah, so we're not going to be able to go to 6 cars, that's the only limitation we have. But I just want to check with this. If we go with, we do have to actually have the props of these, so that's pretty handy. Actually, that's just, no, there definitely isn't, is there? See, 160 is probably a 6 car. I think I'll just stick 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we could potentially upgrade these to 6 cars. So we will use that, and then we'll just use these, and we'll get one-way signal, one in there, one in there. So I'm just worried about having queuing capacity on the actual junction itself, which is definitely room for a 6-car train. And I think, looking at that, a 140 metre long let's check it. Why don't we just check it instead of guessing? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we could have 2 of them working in multiple if we needed it in the future. So that's good to know. Get rid of the props. They are pretty handy to have around, actually, these props, as well as for decoration, but also for just double checking that everything will fit where you need it to, basically. So we can have one on here. What have I put? No, I haven't. I've put 2 into there, 1 into there, good. And then just 1 there, and 1 there. That's all fine and dandy. There is a bit of a long block section here, which is going to be a bit of a conflict, but I think because we've got stacking capacity there, and I will actually, let's do this again, let's keep doing it. So onto here, 1, 2, let's allow ourselves a little bit of room just in case. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then again 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, and then just from this end, this is just stacking capacity, 3, 4, 5, 6. So signals We're away from the station now. I don't know why. I use these kind of on the plane line away from any stations, and then when we're getting towards stations, I just like the look of those basically. And then come in here, and then one more. Pack them closely together, so because we are going to have, even if I power it right back to the bare minimum number of trains on each service, we're still going to have quite a number, because we've got the, actually I don't know, there isn't a crew Manchester Airport shuttle anymore. It's a Liverpool Manchester Airport service that's been combined, so it goes Liverpool Manchester Airport, and then it reverses and goes actually onto Crewe, but it's still another movement, isn't it, that's in the way. And then roads, start from there, just get that in like so, and then off towards there, and then something along those lines. Let's take a look at this. I've deleted these two areas that I'd built to try and make Manchester, to grow Manchester basically, because I thought it was my computer that was playing up, and well, not my computer, I thought there was too many people, too big a population, but it turns out not to be the case. So I'm thinking I might put these back in and then extend the metro out towards the airport. So I will build that at some stage, but just trying to picture Manchester Airport in my head. So I think if you run that off to there, buildings, do we have anything funky for the, because I was thinking what I could do is run a road down the side of there, but it doesn't, no, actually what we'll do is configure MISC. Which are the steps for, are these the steps for this? I don't think they are they? No, it's in passenger buildings, that's why. And then it's one of them. So I'll have actually fences and walls, concrete wall. So wall there, and then we'll have walls down here just to make it look nice. And then passenger buildings, we'll have an entire row of steps down here like that. Good, so good, so far so good. And then that road down there, so hopefully no cars should be able to use this, although they wouldn't really want to anyway. Actually no, cancel that. No, don't cancel the station, cancel the road. One-way road like that in. And then because I don't like trams turning round about themselves, it looks a bit silly. What I'll do is I'll just bring that into there, so that can go off to there. Now back to the two-way street, does a bit of a curve off, back to the one-way, and yeah, I mean we can make it look, I know there is a mod which allows you to have tram tracks, but I don't know entirely how it works with the stations and whatnot, so just keeping things simple. I might subscribe to the mod at some stage, but for now I'm just going to put that in there. And then buildings, let's see, there is a bus station as well, and that's good, that's kind of got some tendrils, as Colonel Fairley would say, going off towards there, and that didn't actually want to be. No, go away, delete. Buildings, tram, no. Platforms, 1. Length, yeah, that's fine, so we can just chuck it in there. We might need some buses at some stage to run, maybe just around the airport itself. Good, now we need the airport, which is going to be a passenger airport. Now, I'm not sure if I'm going to put the 2 runways in on this, but we shall see. Can I actually build another passenger? Let's see, where's... Yeah, if we build it over here. Just thinking Terminal 1 is going soon. It's not, there isn't going to be a Terminal 1, so Terminal 2 is actually located more where I'm placing the airport now. so that just looks a bit better, and it's within walking distance as well, so that's fine. I think it'll do. So configure. I mean, it doesn't. Can I put any more passenger terminal? Can I get rid of that and that, and then no. Yeah, we'll have the one building, and then the terminals. We'll have a couple of these. Well, a couple. I've put 3 in now, just to make it look a little bit more realistic. And then you need a hangar as well. So the hangar will go on the end, because we will put the airport to some use. A runway. Can I? Yeah, they should. They're not technically. Oh, we can put these as well. What do these? How do you do these? Is there a? So that's already got some. So second runway, and then what's that? That's taxiway. No, you need what? You need a second runway for a taxiway. I know that, but I don't want my runway there. That's why. And then I don't know what the point of that taxiway would be, to be honest. But we'll go with that. And then that goes on there, and that end as well. Or is it just one end? Just one end. I know there is a point to these. Does it tell you? It determines the approach and. Oh right, so that's a good point. Get rid of that. I knew there was a point to them. I'm not entirely happy with the runway speed. Is there definitely not a way to do it another way? Because I don't think the side-by-side quite like that. We'll go with it anyway, and we'll have them on the same approach as well. This way they're taking off and landing away from Stockport and Manchester, because they do generate an awful lot of noise. Even as far out as this, they'd still be annoying the neighbours, and that's going to take forever to do any sort of damage on. Right, so we'll get the street in along here. No, just turn that off for now, that's fine. So do have, what have we got? We've got East Midlands Airport, whatever it's called, around the East Midlands somewhere. We've got Leeds Bradford around here somewhere. I know that's not journey, it is actually relatively far. So yeah, Leeds Bradford, Manchester, and I might just build an airport possibly down south, maybe, don't know. Got Liverpool Airport as well, although that is a real short journey. Maybe if we do a Liverpool to Leeds Bradford service, because we do have Liverpool South Parkway, which obviously ties into the airport, and then we've got East Midlands Airport as well. So that Liverpool to East Midlands Airport is definitely a long journey, so we'll put that in. But at least we've got Manchester Airport in now, we've got the station in, so we can start to extend some of these services. What have we actually got around here? We've got that rail. Northern Chester Leeds, Northern Liverpool Manchester Airport. That actually wants to be the Liverpool crew via Manchester Airport, so I'm going to leave that for now. Northern Manchester, Sheffield, the Transport for Wales Rail, Manchester Airport, Flint to Manchester. I think I might just leave that as Piccadilly. I know some services do actually go to the airport, but the vast majority throughout the day don't, so I'm going to leave that as a Piccadilly turnaround. And then there's a Manchester, so we have Manchester Victoria. So Manchester Victoria, no, that's a new line. Why are you doing that? Manchester Victoria, add Manchester Piccadilly. Yes, I know. And then Manchester Airport. Will that stop it from moaning? Hopefully. And they're on we're both on the same platforms. So that's going to be the up. So it's Manchester Piccadilly and then Manchester Victoria, and then this one Manchester Piccadilly, Stockport West. Stockport West. Right, Manchester Victoria, Manchester Piccadilly, platform number 6. Good, so we've got our first through service. We can obviously need to rename that to Manchester Airport, like that. And also this is going to be Stockport as well, isn't it? Manchester Airport. It does have 3 terminals, but I'm just going to leave it as the one because, like I said, Terminal 1 maybe this year actually. I'm not sure if construction has been delayed by COVID, but Terminal 1 is basically being phased out and eventually demolished, and it'll be main one will be Terminal 2 and Terminal 3, so I'm going to leave that as it is. But at least we've got that in place. It means it does unlock a lot of routes and things now, so yeah, there we go. Manchester Airport in place. Leave it there for today and say until next time, bye bye.